Morning everybody, welcome to my channel, welcome to the Little Likac November vlogs. Today is day 3, it is Friday the 3rd of November 2023 and come and join me for my day today. I have just made my coffee, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I got my first cup of coffee. Summer sock camper mug from a few years ago. From the Crazy Sock Lady. I keep looking around trying to see. I've got my phone round a different way, I think. Camera's over there. Made my breakfast. Breakfast this morning is oat pancakes with peanut butter and apple and cinnamon. Now, I say cinnamon, you can see I've actually sprinkled a heck of a lot of cinnamon over there. But the first thing I started to sprinkle on was chilli flakes because I just saw the sea. And so, yeah, it could be a bit interesting. I didn't put many chilli flakes on. But anyway, I'm going to eat that big pile of pancakes, peanut butter and apple, which I thought was a nice kind of autumnal breakfast this morning. Now, plans for today. We are off down to see my parents. We're going to go to the village where they live. It's about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes drive. So planning on leaving here about 9 o'clock. Getting down to them, having lunch with them. If the weather holds, go for a little wander around their village. I mean, when I say a village, I mean a proper village. It hasn't even got a village shop. My mum and dad have always lived out in rural areas. Well, that's not strictly true. They were both brought up in a town, but my dad is a farmer. And he left home when he was 15. Started living on a farm when he was just 15 and has worked on farms and with farming all his life. So they've always lived in rural areas. My mum doesn't drive, so whenever she's worked, well, she's always worked as long as I can remember, she's always had to rely on public transport to get to work or walking. So yes, so the village where they live, there are 2 pubs, I believe, but there's no village shop, no post office, nothing like that. There is a village hall. I think there is a primary school, but even the primary, there's a nursery, like preschool, but even the primary school might be on the edge of the village and shared between 2 villages. There's a church. That's about it, and houses and their allotments. So we will go for a little walk, take Stu for a little walk into the village, and we might head over and have a little look at their allotment as well. And then heading home. Youngest daughter, I think, is coming home this evening. She went to university this year, but she's only at university about, again, just over an hour's drive away, and it's half an hour on the train. And she's coming home quite regularly at the moment. She's been coming home to work some weekends, and tonight she's coming home because a friend is having a party tomorrow. So she might be coming home tonight, she might be coming home tomorrow. Anyway, so that's the plans for today. Knitting wise, the sock, I'm Too Socksy Sock, is just knitting up so quickly. So I think I'm going to take that with me to my mum and dad's. I think I'll get the first sock finished today, which is just amazing. Then I really need to look at the hexi cardigan, because I'm going to definitely use a bigger hook. So I need to rip back what I've done and restart with a bigger hook. So those are the main plans for today. I also mentioned yesterday something to do with wanting some inspiration from you guys. So I'll just talk about this very briefly. I'm going to film a podcast this weekend as well, so I'll talk about it on there as well. I'm going to dye up some Christmas colourways or wintry winter festive Christmas colourways for Little Likac yarn, but I'd like to take inspiration from you. So I'd like you to send me a picture that I could use for inspiration for some Christmas festive yarn. So I'm going to say it will be next weekend that I'll do some dyeing, not this weekend. So I'm going to say, if you send me your pictures, either send them to me on email at littlelikac@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram. I am Little Likac Yarn on Instagram, or even on Ravelry, Likac66 on Ravelry. send me a picture, and you need to send that. You've got a week to send that, so send me a picture between now and next Friday, and then I'm going to choose a picture that I like, or maybe a couple of pictures, and dye some skeins of yarn or based on those pictures. And I think as well then we'll say that the pictures that I choose will get a free skein of yarn in that colourway as well. So yes, have a think about it, have a think about colours that you think will work, and send me a picture for inspiration. Right, I will catch up with you guys later on. You. Which way to go? Come on. Good evening, welcome back everybody. What time is it now? It is 7:15 in the evening. I had a really nice day time with my mum and dad, and took Stu for a walk, which you've probably seen the footage of. Isn't it a beautiful village that they live in? Unfortunately, they don't live in one of those chocolate box houses. They live in like a much more modern bungalow up one of the side streets. But the centre of the village is just so pretty. It's not the village I was brought up in. I was brought up in a little village down south, actually, south of London. Where they live now is the Midlands. But yeah, beautiful little village, and the day, sunshine, it was lovely and sunny, a little bit chilly, but quite nice autumnal weather, and you could probably hear the church bells. Actually, I don't know if I'll put music over it or not, but there were church bells ringing. They were practicing something maybe for Sunday, not sure. Anyway, so while I was there, I had a little look at my mum's patterns. She knits a lot of baby clothes and sells them at craft fairs and markets and things like that. And I've got lots of chunky yarn left over from my funky chunky Yarndale cardigan. And I've got a colleague who's having a baby in February, so I thought it'd be quite nice to knit something using some chunky yarn. And my mum had 2 of these patterns, pattern booklets. I wasn't taken by that front one at all, but I thought that one, the coat, is actually quite nice. So she had two copies of that pattern. She bought the same pattern twice, so I took that one away with me. And then there were another couple of patterns as well that I might have photocopied. So to be fair, I'm not sure if they are in print still or not anyway. So anyway, got a few patterns from my mum, which is lovely. She was also getting rid of a couple of books, or quite a few books actually, that she was I think some she was taking to the charity shop, some she was going to put for sale, but she wondered if I wanted a few of them. So she gave me this one, which is just beautiful. And as I say, she does a lot of craft fairs and shows, kind of like agricultural shows with my dad. And apparently they got given a free copy of this. They were, the stall next to them was the Riverford Cottage stall. And they said there was water damage to these books. I mean, I can't see any damage, nor could my mum. So they got given this for free, or got given a couple of copies of it. So mum said, did I want that? And I thought, actually looks really lovely. So autumn and winter, or cooking with an autumn and winter veg box. So that's beautiful. And then also there was a knitting book that I had actually given to my mum years ago. I bought it for her. And again, she didn't want it anymore. So she wondered if I wanted it. I was like, well, yes, look at those. I can't remember the reason why I gave it to her, actually. But I am now, I think she did knit some stuff from here, but oh, look at that. Might have to knit some of these things for my dad. My dad is a farmer. The horse. So I gave this to my mum years ago, as I recall. Oh, look at that cat. Maybe I should knit something for the girls for Christmas. These would be fairly quick to knit, wouldn't they? They're not big, complicated ones. Oh, there's a llama. Sorry, I didn't mean to make anybody jump. I've just seen there is a llama. Right, okay, the llama is going to have to be done. And somehow turn him into an alpaca, I think, rather than a llama. But so that is a cute little book. So yes, got those from my mum as well. I've come home, I did knit on the I'm Too Socksy Socks while I was at my mum's. Mum and dad's. I didn't film anything of them. I tried on these socks, they are a little bit tight. I was debating over which size to do, and I'm going to be honest, if I knit these again, I would go up one size for me. I mean, I could get it on my foot and I'm sure it'll be fine once it's blocked. But I just can't believe how quickly I'm getting through this. So I've got this much of the striped yarn left. And then if I haven't reached the point, when I finish that up, if I haven't reached the point of starting the toe, I will just do some more rounds in the green before doing the toe anyway. So it's just been so quick to knit. From the front it looks like that, and it does pull very tightly across my foot. It's quite tight fitting, but I could get it on. So I think once they're blocked, finished and blocked, they'll probably be fine. But yes, I think I'll make a note. I will make a note on my Ravelry page what size I've done, and I will make a note that I've done them on 2.5mm needles, and if I was going to make them again to do the next, still do them on 2.5mm needles, because I think that's why they're knitting so quickly, but just go up one size, I think. I also decided, I think I mentioned this yesterday, that I was going to restart my hexi cardigan. So I'm now using a 5mm hook instead of 4mm hook, and it just feels better. The actual crocheting itself feels easier, and yeah, I think that gauge looks better. So I haven't got as far as I'd got last time, because obviously I've still got all of that. It was, oh, it's a pig to rip back this yarn as well, because it's very sticky. So it was one of those where you have to really yank it to get it to frog back. But yeah, so I think that's going to be better. That's what I've worked on so far today. I've got this evening, we're having a takeaway this evening. Having said we were being good and eating out of the freezer, we're having a takeaway tonight. So that should be arriving soon. And what am I going to work on? I think I might just work on the hexi blanket this evening. Not the hexi blanket, the hexi cardigan, because that's going to be nice and straightforward. And if I have a gin and tonic or something, or two, then hopefully I'm not going to go too far wrong. So thank you for all the lovely comments as well that people have put on to the vlog so far. It's just so lovely that people are interacting, and because it's going to be a long month, I think. So thank you so much if you have been interacting and leaving any comments. And don't forget, I mentioned this in this probably only about 5 minutes ago, but I'm going to say it again because I mentioned it first thing this morning. But when I put actually the vlog up, it'll be like 5 minutes ago. Send me your pictures for your festive Christmas winter inspiration, and I'm going to pick a picture next weekend, the weekend of the 11th to 12th of November, to dye some skeins of yarn using that picture inspiration. I'm going to choose one winner. And the other thing that I was going to say is, if you notice as well, I've got different music at the start of the vlog. That's because the music that I used last year, and as far as I can remember, there were no issues. When I used it again this year for the same like theme music, it came up as a copyright claim on YouTube. That's not really a major problem. They were kind of saying, but if I'm not monetized, I don't have enough subscribers to make money. But it was saying basically that if I did, then the owner of that music would be able to claim the money or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so I've changed the music at the start to something that is copyright free, and then there's no risk of anybody trying to claim money from me when I've got no money to give them anyway. So that's why the music has changed, in case you were wondering. I don't like it as much as I really liked the music I used last year, but there we go. Right, that's it for me for this evening. So thank you for joining me. Tomorrow, what is happening tomorrow? I've got to sort out the chickens, so we'll do a little bit of footage of the chickens tomorrow. And oh, I'm going to record an actual podcast tomorrow as well, so that will go up at some point over the weekend. I'm sure I have got other things to do. We're going to a fireworks display, but that's on Sunday, not tomorrow, Saturday. So anyway, so I'm sure... I know what I'm going to do tomorrow as well. We're going to start looking at the sock along for next year, and I have an idea for a name for that sock along, so I'm going to be talking a bit about that tomorrow and start having a look at my stash of sock yarn, which is rather a lot. Thank you for joining me. All right, have a lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.